What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having a great day today. Today I want to talk about putting ourselves first. I think a lot of people, when you look at like any normal day you have, you put what you want to do and what you need to do for yourself last. And it takes the back seat in your life. So, like when you wake up, let's say, you have your little morning routine that takes whatever, an hour and a half. You go to work, and then by the time you're home from work, now you just want to eat. You want to rest because you're tired from work, and you want to veg out, watch TV, do things that just kind of numb you a little bit. And in my opinion, a life well lived is a life where you prioritize what you want to do in the day. So if you wake up at 7 and you got to be at work at 9, and you do all these unnecessary things to fill those 2 hours, you just have taken away your time to do something that's not necessary. So is it possible you can wake up a little bit earlier, do a little bit less in the morning, but then set aside time as your number one priority to do things that you want to do? Like, we just don't prioritize and organize our life properly. And why do we do that? Why do we push the things aside that we want to do for things that we don't really want to do? My opinion is that if you have a dream or you have things you really like to do, but it's been kind of, society has values other things over top of it, you kind of buy into that and you have a certain number of feelings around the thing that you like to do. So let's say you really like knitting. Let's say you just freaking love knitting a sweater. Like you like designing things, you like knitting things. Why do you not do that every day? Why do you not spend even 30 minutes designing or knitting something? Because it fills your soul. The reason I believe is because we have a number of stories around the things that we like to do that we feel ashamed about. Maybe we think, oh, like knitting doesn't get me anywhere in life. Knitting, I can't see a potential future. Or maybe someone took a shit all over that future for us, and we have internalized those feelings. We've internalized those feelings. So what do you do? What do you do? I don't think you have to have, a life path set out, a big dream that you're searching for. You literally just need to ask yourself, like, what do I love to do? What do I love to do? And sit with yourself, like, what are the blocks, like, what are the emotional blocks you're feeling that aren't allowing you to prioritize that? What is hindering you from spending time on what you love? That's what this comes down to. And it's an emotional thing. Like, there are certain negative emotions, whether it's fear of the future, fear of being unproductive. It all comes down to fear. And it's really important to sit with yourself. Like, what are your fears around that thing? And dissolve those fears for yourself. Like, if it means taking it less seriously but still doing it, then do that. And like, whatever it is, like, remove those obstacles for yourself and prioritize the thing you want to do. And if that means you have to wake up an hour earlier because when you get home from work you just don't have the energy, then you need to do that. You need to do that. And frankly, like, it's kind of like one of those laws of momentum. Like, when you're not doing things that are setting you in motion, you tend to stay stuck. And then when you are doing things that are setting you in motion, things that are elevating your mood, elevating your soul, it's kind of funny because you actually just find that energy in yourself again. So it's kind of like a constant battle that we have between the things we need to do and the things that we want to do. And I think it's imperative that we shift that teeter-totter as much as we physically can to the side of what we want to do. But then people might say, you know, oh, well, you still need to make money. You still need to pay the bills. And you need to get a good job and be secure in this life. But I would argue that you don't need as much of that as you think you do. Let's say you drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee and this thing costs you 40 grand. When you could swap that out and drive a little shitbox. Or your mortgage payment is crazy. You can sell your house and get a worse house, have less of a mortgage payment, work less hours, spend more time on things you want to do. Like, when it comes down to it, really, like, when you hit your deathbed, would you rather be proud of the time you spent just like exploring and expanding your mind? Are you gonna regret just all the time you spent working? And it's just so easy to fall into those patterns of like, we really are creatures of habit, and it's easy to fall into those patterns of just doing what we used to do. But that's kind of why, what the fuck is this guy doing? That's kind of why I think obsession is good. Because if you can distill it down into one thing that you love to do, like, it's not even a question. You just have to implement that one thing into your day, each day. Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, well, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Like, I don't have any dreams. That's possible. It is possible you don't have dreams. A question I would ask myself is, what do I love to do? That's it. And you know what? If you're a person that doesn't have hobbies, you don't have passion. Like, I wouldn't even call it a passion. If you don't have hobbies, like, what are you doing? Like, what? I don't mean to be judgmental, but like, if you don't have hobbies, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, everyone has some intrinsic interest. Maybe you just haven't found it yet. And if you don't have a hobby, I strongly urge you to just start exploring things. Like anything. Like, what did you like to do when you were a kid? Were you the more athletic type? Were you the brainier type? Were you the artsy type? Like, just ask yourself some general questions and start exploring. Because, man, if you don't have a hobby, what the fuck's the point of life? Like, what the fuck's the point of life? Seriously. Like, if your life, honestly, if your life, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. If your life is just work, eat, sleep, train, like, okay. I was about to say train at the gym. Maybe training at the gym's a hobby. If your life is eat, sleep, work, repeat, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So, you need to follow yourself. You need to not care what society tries to implant into your head. Are you gonna let me in or not? Fuck it. Society is full of distractions. Like, we are just being bombarded by distraction too. If you really think about it, like, the average person spends, let's say the average human spends like even 3 hours a day on your phone. Dude, like, that 3 hours could be spent so much better. Really, we're just avoiding emotions. We have our little routines in place that help us feel secure, help us feel safe, help us feel useful. But really, we're just ignoring and refusing our emotions. So the second you can sit with your emotions fully, you can do anything. Because all fear of the future is just fear of emotions. It's fear of future emotions. So, like, if you're afraid to start a business in something, let's say you love rock climbing, you want to start a rock climbing gym. If you're afraid to do that, you're not afraid of the actual, like, external world circumstances that could happen. You're afraid of your reaction to them, right? Like, if you're afraid of giving a speech in front of people, you're not afraid of the speech going wrong. You're actually not. What you're afraid of is your reaction to the speech going wrong. Because if the speech goes wrong, you're going to have to feel a shitload of embarrassment and judgment from others. And that emotion you're afraid of. Nothing in the external world is actually fear-causing. Fear is the fear of future emotions. That's all it is. That's all it is. And when you see that, and you realize that any emotion you can really sit with in the present, then there is no fear of the future, because you'll just use your same mechanisms to handle the future feelings. I hope that makes sense. So, how do I distill this video down? Find a hobby if you don't have one. If you have a hobby and you absolutely love it, prioritize it and everything around it. And if you find it really hard to prioritize that over other things, take a look at what's blocking you. Really ask yourself honestly, like, what is blocking me? And sit with the emotions that come up. Sit with the emotions that come up when you ask yourself that question. And when you can sit with them, you can let them go. And when you can let them go, you can move forward. And I'm not even, like, saying that you have to be strict or anything. Like, just prioritize it a bit more. And just do it for fun, even if it's just that. Like, you don't have to take it so seriously, too. Just see where it takes you. And we have so much more control than we really think we do. Like, this fear-based mindset literally puts so many limitations on ourselves. Like, it's actually nuts. It's actually nuts. Like, the amount of potential actions you could take to make your life more toward the type of life you want to live is crazy. Whether it's quitting your job, whether it's moving, whether it's selling your house, selling your car, completely changing, like, how much you're buying and consuming to like drastically reduce or like increase your savings. Like, fuck, the amount of things we can do for ourselves is crazy. We just don't give ourselves permission. We just don't give ourselves permission for it. So yeah, give yourself permission, man. The world doesn't care what you do or don't do. You're the one who bears the burden of your own life, no one else. You're the one who bears that burden. And if you're totally useless to society, or you turn out great, it really doesn't make a difference. It's for your betterment. Alright, I think that's it. Okay. Love Love you all. See you in the next video. Peace.